That's what I'm trying to do, brother.
You done touch more people than you hurt, cause God damn. What you want on it? What? That's your kid.
When they your youngest
Yeah.
at the time. But, I mean, he just used to make so many at one point, like just so close together, but it didn't make any sense.
Just
Anyway,
ripping and running, dog.
ripping the runway with. All right, we back.
So by the
Sound. This is your boy. Oh wait, let me stand back here so I can have some better lighting. This is your boy Ilmo Doom, FKA Ghost Mode Doom, with my co-host.
BSR Kim.
Yeah, we back at it like crack addicts. Episode 2.
So, Deuce. So what's been good, man? Like, I know this is the second episode. Well, technically, this is like the second episode where you actually see our bodies.
Yeah.
How many did we do before in the past? Like 3 or 4?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Maybe 2 or 3, okay. So we back.
But this is season 2.
Season 2. We're in Granny back room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we just gonna be in different places till we find a home to call our own.
Exactly. And which will happen. So, what's been going on, man? Like, we had an interesting conversation last time and the time before. What's been going on? What you been seeing in the world? What you want to speak on? It's a lot to speak on as always. But
Yeah, there is a lot to speak on, but I mean, as far as I ain't really been on nothing like that crazy, bro. Like, I just do my regular science, like breaking down like my shows and shit, empowering myself, reconnecting with self. But it ain't like this person's this, or like most of the like crazy channels and shit. I feel like I've gotten most of those. So like unless somebody does some really wild shit, I don't think it's gonna be like some earth shattering shit.
never say never, bro. Never say never.
I just said I don't think. I didn't say it's gonna be. But, it's just vibing. Once you get the basis of what you need to know in consciousness, it's like everything else just comes like, oh, okay, oh, okay, oh, okay. Like you could literally watch this TV because them people will tell you everything that's going on because they love to just flaunt shit in your face and leave you just reeling because most people will not understand it or they'll say it's not real. So I'll watch all type of different shit and then just sit there breaking it down, see what science it relates to, how it relates to me, how it may relate to what's going on in the world. That's how you decode. That's just the basics of decoding.
So if you wanted to decode something, like, where do you even start? Like, for instance, the viewers out there, this probably sounds a little like out there and just spaced out. But like, why are you even decoding these kind of things? Like,
I decode it because I rather know than not know. I was born to know. Like from I was a child. Like I still remember that story of Solomon where all he asked for was knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and basically the world was given to him from there.
yeah. So I guess if you are viewing this, you probably are one of those people that do want to know the truth. So we have an open space where we discuss that. So you were talking about earlier like the Blacc Cult, and you were saying something interesting about like America's influence in Jamaica. Like, could you speak more on that? I thought it was an interesting subject because you were saying it was a lot deeper.
Oh, there's a saying in Jamaica, or just from around Jamaicans who like been or like lived in both places. When America has the flu, Jamaica catch cold or something like that.
Or they say over here the black people when us niggas get a cold. No, when white people get a cold, niggas get the flu. So I guess it's like
Yeah, same concept.
And that's
So because it's always just following back after somebody instead of doing your own shit, breaking off into your own roles.
So it's like they kind of just neglected their own culture following after that.
Exactly. Like agriculture isn't even like a big thing over there anymore like it used to be. Like it's still prevalent, don't get it twisted, but it's like a lot of those places where it used to be farms and stuff, there's like Domino's and KFC and bullshit like that there in those places.
Maybe I'm reaching, but I'm seeing different extremes, like in all those Caribbean countries. Like, say for instance, in Haiti, like what those, not just the U.S. or America, but like what these European countries do is go over there, basically rape them for all their agriculture, all the things like that, their natural resources, and then like just leave. Just up and leave.
I feel like that's what they're trying to set up to do because because you hear now they talking about they want to take away power from the current nigga. What's his name? I don't remember. I don't think it's Ariel. I think Ariel was the last nigga. I may be wrong. Don't quote me. But they trying to take away the power from him and then let foreign bodies choose a governor over the place. Now, how does that make any sense?
In their mind, it's democracy. We're spreading democracy.
But how are you spreading democracy by implanting a non-national to somebody else's nation?
It
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me either, but that's what they would say. Say you see a headline about this on the news, CBS or something, it would say, this country fails democracy once they're not going for it or something like that. That's what you see from our perspective. Like they're trying to, this is a good thing that they're trying to have foreign people place a new governor there or something.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what media is there for. Media is there to back the fuckery that the feds are already doing.
That is some fuckery right there, bro. And it's like they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed, but the latitude and the longitude, man. So it is what it is on that. But as far as like the influencing of like black culture and stuff, or just Jamaican American culture on Jamaican culture, like, or just the Caribbean in general.
Yeah.
Most of us are just really. I mean, there are some who like stick to their roots, right? But there are a lot who just dream of America thinking like, oh, if I just come here, all my problems will go away.
I'm just straight up nigga. Like my people from Tennessee and Delray, but like most of my friends are Caribbean, whether it's Jamaican, Haitian, Bahamian, and like from what they told me, that's kind of how it was with them. Like America, like you come over here to have a better life. Like, and then, that's how their parents thought, and their kids will get to the point where it's kind of like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's more going on out here.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you get some of the kids are just fighting to go back to their home. Or they just be too scared to go back based on stories or bullshit. Which aren't true, because if you've never fucked with anybody, your family never fucked with nobody, you good. But if you one of them people who like to fuck around, yeah, you gon' get got. That's just how Jamaica is now. Don't have your family fucking around with no shit. Don't be in no shit yourself. You'll be just fine. It's those people who have like they got nephews in gangs, or they got people doing scamming and they effed over people, this, that, and the third. Yeah, they getting got, bro.
Yeah.
That's called cleaning up shop.
Okay.
But before we were talking about the black culture here, which we're just gonna call the Blacc Cult because that's what it is. It's a cult.
I wonder why you said that. Well, it was like Blacc Cult, Black culture. That's why I wanted to ask you and find out more on camera about that.
Because there's no difference between a cult and culture. It's just a cutting off of the word.
Yeah.
So when people in America label something a cult, they label it as something that shouldn't be looked at, or or it's going to be a hindrance to their objective.
Yeah, cult.
So they're going to down that shit.
In America, a cult is something that's like, it's something negative. It's got a negative connotation when really everything is a cult.
Exactly.
Good or bad.
Everything is a culture.
The way we wear our clothes, the way we do our hair, when you brush your teeth, that's
cult.
a culture.
Yeah. And niggas who follow that shit to the T are in a cult.
And is this Blacc Cult, where does it fall under? A negative cult, or just it is what it is? Is it detrimental?
I deem it detrimental.
I do too.
Highly detrimental.
What are some of the reasons? Because I feel like if you're viewing this, you probably are aware of it and conscious, but I feel like it'll highlight some new stuff that you probably never thought of.
Or just looking at it from a different perspective, not even necessarily shit you haven't thought of.
Yeah. So what's...
But as it's detrimental, one of the ways it's detrimental, the way that we keep going after our own people.
Okay. Whether it be celebrities or people with millionaires.
Like, everybody has to be held accountable in your little eyes. Nobody can just live their life. That's number one. Secondly, I feel like I'm put on the spot. Like,
I mean, you should talk more about what you said at number one. Like, where are you going with that? Like, who in general do you...
Yeah. So...
I'm trying to make sure we remember.
We were talking about the Black culture, but yeah, I don't feel inclined to believe those type of people. And that's fine, because it's my opinion.
Yeah, I see it from both angles. I agree a lot with Il saying, especially if somebody did something to you that heinous for that long, and then all of a sudden, you need some money. Now you want to sue? Like, you didn't even press legal actions to send this nigga to jail?
What's worse is them cases, like, they get settled out of court. They just take the money and go, you're full of shit. I don't care. There will be no comments for you to comment back on this. Y'all full of shit.
That's one of the worst things you can do to somebody. Manipulate them into doing things that they don't want to do. Or the R word, we on YouTube. The R word to somebody. That's one of the worst things you can do to a human being. And you want money? Like, I understand we live in a world where that's just what it is, but at the same time, that's not gonna... I shouldn't speak on it too much, but it's just a heinous thing to do and just want some money, and you kept letting it happen over the years.
You know what I'm thinking now? What if... Now, I know they might be wanting money, but what if they want money in a different way, but their consciousness is not wise enough to know the type of money that they want?
You took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was trying to articulate, what you just said.
Because it goes back to Juno Monet. How I was saying, like, she's the god of money, but if anything more, she should be the Lord of Awareness, because she warned them niggas, hey, the money's gonna be stolen. So maybe that money that they're really looking for is awareness, not currency. But they're too stupid or unconscious to be able to express that, because they don't know the origins of Juno. Like, most people don't even respect the Great Mother. They think it's a fucking joke. But my whole thing behind that is, how do you think one nigga is gonna make a whole world with no female? No female to create nobody.
That don't sound like a nigga I want to pray to or serve or nothing like that. No females, nigga.
Nigga said Father, Son, Holy Spirit. What is the Holy Spirit supposed to be except the Great Mother? But they don't want to name her.
She's invisible. There's not even a she. It's just the Holy Ghost. This don't exist. It's just the Father and the Son. How did we get here? But I feel like unconsciousness is kind of like a plague, bro. Like it's very contagious.
It's not
Consciousness is contagious and unconsciousness is contagious.
But it's not necessarily a plague, because if you wanted to know more, you would strive to know more. That, like, bro, we live in an age now where information is literally a second away if we just simply type it in. And not just one source, multiple sources where you could gauge and see where's the fact from the fiction. Yeah. But people don't do their due diligence because they don't want to know. They just want to have something to talk about. They just want to be right. Or they just don't want to be bothered with none of this shit at all. They want to fall into the game and think that the game is going to save them.
And this goes back to the topic too, the Blacc Cult. From what I analyze with my people, I'm not from the Caribbean. I'm just a regular, everyday Black American, as people would say.
Theme today, yes.
Exactly what you were said, bro. What you're saying. I feel like when you're in survival mode, you don't care about that kind of stuff. That's not me. I've been blessed to have parents where like I could get up at 5 as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and go on the internet or go to the library and get books. My parents didn't necessarily support it, but they didn't mind me just being a youth who wanted to know more, know the truth. But that's not for everybody. No, when you're in survival mode, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, everybody around you is in survival mode. When you're seeking information, what are you gonna seek information out for? How to survive. That's it. We don't care about your consciousness. I don't care about God unless a nigga died or something like that. None of the other stuff. Just how do I survive? How do I get more money? How do I take care of my kids? And then that's just basically my culture, just surviving. What would you say about that? You think if you're still trapped in that cycle, would you still want to reach out for more? Outside of what you were saying, just wanting money, just wanting to have something to talk about, wanting to sound like you know more than the next nigga.
Yeah, because eventually you are gonna, because, bro, say you in that survival mode and shit, you doing your work and shit, you getting your money, you doing it, eventually you gonna get bored.
Ooh, I gotta disagree, because I don't see that. I would get bored, you would get bored, the viewers who are watching this would get bored, but
the masses,
the nigga, that's not boring. Yeah, that's.
But you know why it's not boring?
Yeah, why?
Because they put themselves in perpetual debt all the time. So they're always in survival mode because they're always spending out all the money that they get. Those are the niggas who live paycheck to paycheck. So of course you're going to be in survival mode constantly because you never give yourself space to breathe, because whenever you get the check, okay, you got bills and shit, but there's money that could be saved towards other shit, but you don't want to save it because I work hard for the money. So now you either going to the, like in the Blacc Cult, you go into the club, you spending hundreds if not thousands on hair salon or finger this and feet that, like just appearance shit. And what's worse is that most people in the Blacc Cult are Christian.
Oh, he was gonna go there, dog. Oh my God, this is very true. This is very true, and it gets so weird when they tie that into like them wanting material and appearance. That's all it is. It's all about appearance.
It says in the Bible, do not get caught up in the world of appearances. Yet they live and base their whole culture on appearances.
Are they?
And that's why I says that
they go to the gym, they stay in shape, so they can look good, so they can pluck hoes and get niggas. That shit is boring to me, bro. I mean, that stuff is good to do, because all my life I've tried to do that, but that shit's boring, bro.
Is it good to do?
Yeah, to take care of yourself. It feels good when you do it for yourself. Like, you hitting the gym, you noticing progress, you eating right, so you can have clarity in your mind and in your spirit. That's the reason I did it, not to attract the opposite sex. That's cool too, but not the so people can be like, you look nice when I see you. Hell no, nigga, I felt good. Just like, okay, I ate clean today. I worked out a little bit. I feel a little good. I could sleep good at night, hit the tree. After you worked out of it, you know how that is, bro. Like, you do it for you, bro, not nobody else. So it's just like, if you had $1 million right now, you around all the like niggas your age and stuff, well, you wouldn't even want to do the same thing with the bread that you got.
No.
I'd be more of what I already was.
Yeah.
Instead of one ball python, I might have a whole room with ball python.
See, you already thinking of things. The first thing you said, I thought when you said $1 million was, well, I'm getting that house, I'm getting the fuck out of there, yeah, and I'm getting my shit together. But
yeah, that.
You already thinking of materials. You don't need the ball python. The ball python is within you. Now, there's not, like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with getting the shit afterwards, but you gotta set priorities.
This is what I'm doing in the house. This is what I'm gonna have in the crib. Like, I have to visualize the kind of things I'm gonna be doing there, so it can be real to me. That's just how my process goes.
I feel you.
I have to, like you said, you envision yourself in your head where you want to be. I've been doing that forever. I have to get back to doing that, so I started doing it like that. You're gonna see me at the crib, probably walking around eating a bowl of strawberries or some blueberries, with a doggone snake around my neck, probably just listening to an audio book. Happy as hell. And everything's paid for, and I got a little money saved up, and if a nigga needs something, I got him. And I don't want you to pay me back, but it was just off love. I'm happy to be here. That's just me thinking forward, but I only brought up that just to say, like, it's just the survival mode stuff, the parent stuff. At the end of the day, you take away money, nobody's gonna want to do the same things with it.
Yeah. I mean, you take away money, what are people gonna do? Because then...
Yo, that's an interesting...
Because then all you're left with is your own thoughts and your shit. So, like, if you want to make something great, or you want to have something great, you gotta make that shit. Unless you have something, like a skill to give, which most people don't. Not today. Most people don't have any skills. They just know how to work retail jobs. They don't know how to type in 45 and 13 cents. And they don't even know how to actually count the math. They just know how to read the number off the goddamn register. So if money or currency failed today and you had to go back to a barter system where you had to have worth, most people would die. Most. Or they would resort to try and steal it from somebody else, which would probably get them murdered anyways. And that's why I said that's the problem. The problem is people are losing themselves or their potential for things outside of themselves instead of trying to build what's inside to go to the next world. Now, if you don't believe in the next world, then keep on with the keep on. But all y'all niggas be talking about, I'm going to heaven, I'm going this, I'm doing that. Like, if you know there's a next world, you have to prepare for that shit.
I honestly think it's like melanated people on this globe, we know there's a next world. We know this ain't it. It's not one black person I've talked to on that level that hasn't acknowledged that. It's just, I feel like we're scared to go there. Most of that's the...
And honestly...
scared to go there.
Should they not be? Should they not? Because they haven't done the work. So of course you're gonna be scared. You died today.
Were you ever scared at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Do you remember when I told you, like, the year before I had my awakening and shit, how the spirits came to me and shit when I was feeling kind of sickish and shit, and it was like, okay, just come with us and shit. Like, I thought, okay, them saying come with me means, they gonna take me out my body and I ain't coming back to this shit. So that scared the shit out of me because I'm like, oh, what about my mom? What about this? What about that? What if I do die?
had to let
What if
go.
who got the dead? They got the dead body right there. What they gonna do?
They just find you on the floor, laid out.
Or just lay down on the couch and people that never wake up type shit.
That is a lot to like process and come to terms with, but at the same
but
time,
all that is material
yeah.
or just human thought.
So you really had to let go.
Yeah.
You had to let go to.
I really had to let go of all that shit. And I still don't want to die right now until I have accomplished my goal.
Okay. I understand that, bro. That's real. That's real. I feel like we all, that too, bro. Like, a lot of people don't want to die because they want to accomplish things. Like, they feel like it's bigger than them. A lot of people just want to genuinely just take care of their families, their friends. They just want to do the right thing, but it's like, nah,
that's
bro.
human
There's,
bro.
I can attest to that. I tried to play both sides.
And you know how you can really protect your family? By teaching them the science, bro. Like, same way like any animal will teach their young, okay, this is how you move. This is how you do. You want to catch an animal, this is how you do that. You wanna sleep, this is where you sleep. Like, you train them. You don't just leave it to, okay, I'm paying their bills or whatever, so that's it, we good. No, you train them in the ways of protection so they can protect themselves and the next generation after if they so choose to keep the legacy going.
And it's like, as a people, we try to, but we're not giving them the science. That's the thing that's missing. So we're not trying to say like our people are always wrong with how they're raising us and the things we're taught, but we're not.
It's the approach and lack of education, bro.
There is a lack of education, and we're afraid to admit that this is all.
Oh, God forbid one of us is stupid. Well, it's the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So it's like, man, at the end of the day, like they said, bro, why are you here? You want to make the best of it, man.
Of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it gets in the way of you and the God inside you, and when your God inside you trying to tell you what's what, and you ain't trying to listen because you talking about, but out there though, that's where the problem comes in.
I feel like he talking about me too. Like, that's a problem I've had personally. Like, always worried about the outside and it's affecting, what's going on in here. So, I mean, I know the viewers probably have dealt with things like that, or you haven't yet. But it's maybe an awakening is a constant thing you're gonna go through while you're here in the physical.
Oh, but there's so many different awakenings. Isn't that what an epiphany is? Because when you have an epiphany, don't you feel like a new energy of enlightenment?
Yeah.
So there's always awakenings. It's just like what parts are being lit up in that city or that universe that you call your mind. You feel me?
Okay.
Okay. I think that's enough for now though, because this camera's weird, so we just gotta work with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good talk. We're gonna have many more. Anything new coming out with you or we just see y'all the next episode?
Nah, before that, what's the science of the day? What's the
is
science,
16th.
baby? March 16th, understanding knowledge, equality.
Equality. That stuck out to me, equality.
Yeah, because remember the 6 represents man. So, understanding man's knowledge, or the knowledge of man.
I think we covered that.
Yeah. I think that's what we exactly covered.
And we didn't even know. See how it works?
That's
exactly how it works.
Yeah. Literally talking about the black culture, which is the knowledge that we're literally given, and how we walk through that shit. and now you get a deeper understanding of what goes into that thought.
And you said equality, it's equality. That's what has been lacking also, the equality.
True that.
Not wanting to understand each other, because it's like the conscious niggas just shit on the unconscious, and the unconscious shit on the conscious. This isn't a place for that. This is just solely truth.
Yeah.
For many years, and niggas put blood, sweat, and tears and all kind of stuff into this. Put their money up for this. Put their sanity up for this. He's been on this ever since I know him, since we was little kids. So he know what he talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So, you know, and we coming from we're understanding both sides of it, bro.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say it's coming from a place of love. It's just coming from a place of wanting you to know more. And if that's love,
that's love, bro. Love is the only thing.
I do want to see, like I said, I want to see the best come out of everybody. I want to see everybody reach their full potential. And if that's love, then it's coming from a place of love. But understand, that's my motivation. I just want to see you become the best you that you can make. Because it's your world, in a sense. You feel me? We all have our bodies, we all have our universes, and then we come here to this plateau to learn from different universes and expand our own self in our own kingdom. You feel me?
There should be pure bliss and euphoria with that, but you know, we get in our own ways.
Hey, you seen The Giver?
No, I never seen that.
Have you ever read The Giver?
I heard about it, like I seen